and good morning. We are ready for grammar. This is week 9. This puts us, when we're finished with week 9, we will be 1/4 of the way finished with our grammar. Okay, we're going to change a little bit here and talk about adverbs. Now you've got 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 4 lessons this week, and at the end of this lesson you'll have a review. Okay, and it's going to be reviewed over weeks 7, week 8, and then this week. So you'll want to try to find those packets if you have them and study that. I don't like for you to have to go back and look when you take your reviews, although I wouldn't tell you you can't. I just prefer on those reviews for you to do what you've learned so that I can better see what you've mastered. All right, let's look at lesson 33. Adverbs, actually, if you'll look right here, an adverb describes a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. An adverb, this is what you need to know. You'll want to write this down, highlight, circle, write it on your whatever. Adverbs tell how, when, where, how often, and to what extent. We're going to talk about those this week. Now, this lesson is about those adverbs that tell how. To me, these are the easiest ones to find. A sneaky squirrel stole my sock slowly. The easiest way to find an adverb that tells how something is done is to find the verb and say, well, how was that done? So stole is the verb. Well, how did he steal it? Slowly. And also, a lot of times you'll notice, most always, not every single time, most always, an adverb ends with ly, because a word that ends with ly generally is a word that tells how something is done. A sneaky squirrel stole my sock sleepily. A sneaky squirrel cheerfully, rapidly. I don't have to read that over and over. Okay, so these are just adverbs that tell how something is done. Okay, here's one. An exceptionally sneaky squirrel stole my sock slowly. Okay, exceptionally sneaky squirrel. Now, in this case, this word does not tell how, it tells to what extent. And it's talking about, it's describing sneaky. What kind of sneaky? Exceptionally. To what extent? Exceptionally. Okay, a sneaky squirrel stole my sock very rapidly. Now, in this case, rapidly is the adverb because it tells how the sock was stolen. Very, just keep this in mind, very is always an adverb that tells to what extent, very rapidly. Okay? All right, so adverbs tell how, when, where, how often, and to what extent. You'll need to know that. So here's an adjective. Okay? The adverb for that would be seriously. Now remember, an adjective describes a noun, or a pronoun, or even another adjective. Okay, so serious would be like my serious mom. Okay, so serious describes mom. My serious mom acted seriously. This adverb then tells how she acted. This tells what she was like. Which mom? The serious mom. Okay, how did she do it? Seriously. Okay, so generally you'll put an ly on there. So go ahead and on each one of these adjectives, you'll need to change it to have ly at the end to make it into an adverb. So fierce becomes fiercely. Thorough becomes thoroughly. They've already done crazy becomes crazily. Scary becomes scarily. And cheery becomes cheerily. Okay? All right. Let's look at diagramming them. Okay, here's a sentence. Sentence is, he left hurriedly. Hurriedly he left. He hurriedly left. Now, so in this sentence, left is the verb. In this sentence, left is the verb. And in this sentence, left is the verb. And in all 3 of these sentences, your subject is the same. Who or what left? He. Now, this is the way really we've been looking at sentences, where you have your subject, your verb, and then another word. Okay, but sometimes it can be inverted. It can be changed around. Okay, so right here they put the adverb first, put a comma after it. Hurriedly, he left. Okay, and then this one is subject, verb, with the adverb in there. How are you going to diagram this sentence? Any way this sentence is written, this is how you would do it. You do your line with your line down this way to separate your subject and your predicate, which is he left. The adverb is going to be put under the verb or the word that it is describing. And this hurriedly tells how he left. Okay. In this section, we're going to underline the adverbs telling how in the following sentences and draw arrows to the verbs that they modify. Some sentences contain more than one adverb. All right, so let's look here at this. Let me find my, I'm going to use red just for the heck of it, just because I want to. All right, Elizabeth, I angrily charged Essex. No, that's not. It's Elizabeth the First. It is 5:45 a.m. while I'm recording this. I'm just letting you know. Elizabeth the First angrily charged Essex on his allegiance not to leave Ireland without her permission. Okay, this is a wicked little sentence here. All right, let's see if we can find the verb. Elizabeth the First angrily charged Essex. Okay, charged is a verb. Okay, so, well, we don't have to underline the verb. It just says underline the adverbs telling how. Okay, so is there an adverb that tells how it was charged? Angrily. So underline that, and then we'll draw, and then it says to draw arrows. Well, my computer's wanting to die on me. Come on. Come on. Well, there we are. My computer is just not real happy this morning. I guess because I got on it too soon. Okay, that's what you'll do. But this is a big sentence, so let's look and see. Okay, on his allegiance, we're looking for verbs, not to leave Ireland without her permission. Okay, leave is a verb, but there's not anything that says how. Okay. Let's make sure we're correct. We're way back on week 7. Yep, angrily charged. Okay, let's look at this one here. The Taj Mahal stands magnificently in the city of Agra, India. Stands is our verb. How does it stand? Magnificently. So you'll show what that modifies. Okay? All right, so you go ahead and pause it and see if you can finish the rest of these sentences, and then I'll bring the answers up and let you check them. Okay, did you check it or did you do them? All right, let me bring the answers up here. I'd like for you to check these in a different color if you could. That way, when I check it, it makes it easier to see what you missed. So if you would go ahead and pause it and check this and correct anything that you missed in a different color. Okay, I hope you did well on that. That part wasn't too awfully hard. Well, let's move on to exercise 33B then. We're going to form adverbs from adjectives. Now this is what we were doing earlier in the practice, what we did. And we're going to turn these adjectives here into adverbs that tell how. So obviously we're just going to add ly to each of these. Odd becomes oddly. Angry becomes angrily. Fond becomes fondly, and so on. So if you'd go ahead and pause it while you write those correct ones in there. Okay, I don't think I need to bring this up, but we're just going to make sure you spelled them correctly. So make sure and check those. Okay, this is the last section for today. Exercise 33C, you're going to be diagramming adverbs. So on your own paper, you can do it on this paper on the back. I don't care where you do it. And when we're finished, I'm going to have you pause it while you're diagramming these. When you're done, I'm going to bring the answers up and let you make sure you got them correct. So do them first. So obviously, I'm not grading this or anything, so this is just practice. Okay, so just like we diagrammed the other sentence, just all you have to do is make sure that that adverb goes underneath that verb that it modifies. Okay, so go ahead and pause it while you work on these, and then when you're finished, get a different color pen, pencil, marker, whatever, and I'll bring the answers up for you. Okay, let me bring these answers up. See if you can check these. Go ahead and pause it while you check. Okay, so I'm just going to make a guess that this one was done correctly. I'm going to guess possibly this here, hockey, being a direct object, and possibly lemonade being a direct object. I'm going to guess that perhaps those were missed. I'm going to hope they weren't, but they might have been because they were kind of putting everything together on these. But remember, direct objects only come after action verbs. You don't necessarily have to have a direct object, but you do sometime. Remember how to ask yourself that. Always find the verb first. Played is the verb. Who or what played? Rosa. And then you say, okay, that's an action verb, so I got to see if there's a direct object. Well, to see if there's a direct object, you would say, Rosa played who or what? Hockey. So you have an answer to that, which means that would be your direct object. Okay? And then here you would say how she played, so that's why aggressively would go there. Same thing over here. Fixed is your verb. Who or what fixed? James. So James is your subject. Fixed is your verb. This is an action verb. To see if there's a direct object, you would say James fixed who or what? Lemonade. That's your direct object. Sweet is an adjective that tells what kind of lemonade. Kindly is an adverb that tells how it was fixed. Does that make sense? Okay. Deal. All right, well, that will be all for today.